G'day fellas, how's it going? Just on the homeward leg of a trip that I've done up to the Kennedy Ranges. The video you're about to watch is just a bit of footage from that trip and some photos. Fantastic day. If you ever get the chance, get up into the Kennedy Ranges just outside of Carnarvon. Absolutely fantastic place. We spent a night at Mooka Springs. Absolutely lovely, great water. Went for a bath in the water, loved it. Then made our way up onto the escarpment and camped on the eastern side of the escarpment and watched the sunrise in the morning, and then had a wonderful drive down to Merlinlee Station and then out of the ranges. So sit back, enjoy the video, and if you like it, click that like button and hit the subscribe button, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks. We've just stopped and refueled at Gascoyne Junction, grabbed a very quick bite to eat, did some email checks, etc. Just can't seem to get away from modern life. Anyway, we're on our way now. We're going to try and find a camp along the Gascoyne River, or maybe go a bit further. Anyway, I'll talk to you once we get closer to our campsite.
Little caravan park.
We've just aired down and we're about to cross the Gascoyne. Just talking to some people who've just been there. So what's the gossip?
Got to say to the riders it's too thick, because apparently there's quicksand in the water and it's hard underneath. On the right upstream side of the sticks.
Roger. Down through another creek crossing. Crossing the Gascoyne wasn't too hard, it was nice and rocky. Another reasonably long creek crossing. Take it nice and easy through here. A little bit sandy, but it should be alright. It looks like some old sheds or buildings or something up ahead.
No sign of life?
Not as yet, no. Just come to a place called Mooka Springs. We're just having a look at it. Make camp here for the night. Looks nice and comfortable. I'm just going to try and find somewhere to park. Okay, we've just made camp at Mooka Springs, just set up. I've just finished setting up. Made myself some lunch, just waiting for my cup of tea to make. Sit there and brew for a little while. This is the campsite here at Mooka Springs. Absolutely lovely spot. Lovely day. About 28, I think, degrees Celsius. I'm just about to go and have a swim. There's one other vehicle camped here as well. Had a great camp here last night. Absolutely wonderful spot. Bird life on the water was amazing. The sunset was good. Got some photos. I'll put them up shortly. Hopefully they've worked out, with the pinks and blues and all that as the sunset. Absolutely brilliant. The only downside, when we got here yesterday, there was this big fire pit here. Thought nothing of it. Oh yeah, someone's had a fire. Good on them. We sort of walked around it, and last night when we were having dinner, we were sitting there and we noticed that there was a strong red glow coming from it. We walked down and felt it, and yep, the fire was still burning. The coals were red hot. So whoever lit the fire took off yesterday or the day before and have just left it burning. And anyone could have accidentally walked on that and burnt themselves badly. The sad thing is that no more than 10 metres away is a whole stream of water. And they could have got the water, come out and poured it on the fire and put it out correctly, which is what we did. Some people are absolutely stupid, bloody mental pygmies, and they wonder why these places get shut down from camping. Oh, well, that's my rant for the day. Time to have a look at the good scenery. Morning guys, we're just leaving the camp now, making way to wherever we camp tonight. Stop and look at things along the way. I've put the sand flag up at the moment just in case there's a bit of traffic and we've got to keep bumping into them. in case you bump into anyone, I should say. A couple of the creek crossings and all that was a bit worrisome, but we'll see how we go. And this is a pretty tricky section. This is Yenny Spring. We just stopped at the base of Yenny Peak and had a brew and took a couple of photos, which I'll put up, one of them in, or one or both in a minute. One was a panorama and one was just a single image. So absolutely stunning country. Now we're making our way around the track. Not sure where we're going to head, we're just driving along finding stuff. So I'll talk to you a bit later. I got another creek crossing. I'll film you when you come through, so you'll see it as you're coming up. You'll see the green trees and that. I'll just get through and park and come back and call you through. This is a really nice track to be on. I wouldn't say it's an easy track. I'd probably put it around a moderate. In some places it's pretty flat and straight, and others you're doing through creek crossings and stuff like that. It's a mixture of sand patches with rock patches and sand and rock patches together. Can't really go too fast. I'm in 4 low doing approximately 20 kilometers an hour at times, sometimes a bit less as I make it through little obstacles like this. The countryside is just absolutely wonderful to look at. Some big peaks from the Kennedy Ranges on the right. Every now and then my drawbar and tow hitch catch on the ground because of their entry exit points at the creeks. But just take it slowly and it should be okay. I'd bring an off-road caravan down here, but nothing too big. Off-road camper trailers, as long as they're well built, should be okay. That's what I reckon. Okay, we're just turning into Chaff Cutter Springs to have a look.
They've even got a camping.
Some cattle up there on the right. The backdrop is some great big hills. Be a bit of an effort to climb them, all that loose rock and everything. But yeah, no, it's a great spot. This is where the spring where it gets its name from. There's a little bit of water in there, not much. Probably enough to bring some cattle in, which we saw on the way in. Other than that, not a lot of water, not to go swimming in anyway. Okay guys, we're now leaving Chaff Cutter Spring. Coming up to another creek crossing. Looks a little bit interesting. Appears to be a nice and sandy and probably rather deep entry and exit point. Slowly coming up to it now. Coming up to the creek line now. Little bit soft coming up, but got through all right. We just came out on a site called Ferro Well. You can probably see it to the right as I come around. The country around here, the rock formations are just absolutely fantastic, just brilliant. All there now, just in front of us. Hey guys, we're just at Pharaoh's Well, an old well that's there. There's a lot of water on the ground and the place is just teeming with finches. I'm not sure if you can hear them in the background, but they're just absolutely everywhere. The scenery around here is just stunning. Country is beautiful. The weather at the moment is just absolutely terrific. It's about 28 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. Just beautiful. We're just leaving Pharaoh's Well. John's taken the lead. We're going to see if we can get up on the scarp of the mountains of the hill range here. Otherwise, we're going to make our way to a camp spot for tonight. Catch you a bit later. Yeah, toe hitch scraped a bit. Slowly making our way along the track. It's very interesting at times crossing these creek lines. Quite a few times my tow hitch or drawbars scraped on the ground just like then. You just got to take it nice and slowly. Make sure you got a good hitch on your trailer. Should be right. Up to another rather steep entry exit point, but we should be okay. Must be plenty of groundwater here. These plants are absolutely thriving. Went down into another creek line. The country, yeah, the scenery around here is just spectacular. Sort of slowly travelling along, sitting on speeds of about 20, 30 kilometres per hour at times. Just coming down into another creek line. Hopefully you can see it in front there, the big escarpments and all that are around here. Anyone with a capable four-wheel drive with good tyres shouldn't have a problem coming into here. You can tow a camper trailer or an off-road caravan. You shouldn't have too much trouble with it, as long as it's not too big of a caravan. This track is getting real interesting. It's pretty good. Nice and slow going. You don't need 35-inch tyres or 6-inch lift to get through this country. You just need a good, capable four-wheel drive, good tyres, decent suspension, and you'll be right. And if you're going to tow something, whether it be an off-road camper trailer or an off-road caravan, just need to make sure that they're good and set up. I wouldn't bring anything too long or too big down here. You might have a few difficulties, but it's still a great trip. Great track. A bit of a sharp right-handed turn here. Got to make sure the trailer gets around okay. Tow hitch bottomed out a little bit, and that was reasonably alright. So we're now on top of the range and the scenery's changed yet again. The track here is mostly sandy. It's just like driving on the sand dunes. A lot of spin effects around on either side of the road, as you can see. So we're now making way to possibly our camp tonight. So I'll speak to you once we get a bit closer, or once we get there, or whatever. As you can see, the scenery is completely different than what it was down when we were on the Scarp. And alright, I'll talk to you a bit later. There's some big sand dunes around here. The terrain's so different than it was down on the plateau, down on the sand plains. The afternoon's slowly getting away from us. The sun's starting to drop in the western sky. It's about 20 past 4. We're slowly making our way to the eastern side of the Kennedy Ranges. Some parts of this track have been good, some have been slow. You could be driving anywhere on the Canning Stock route, or possibly even the Simpson Desert with the sand dunes and all that. But we're slowly getting there. Not sure we're going to camp tonight, but we'll find something. Been a beautiful day though. We've only driven about 100 kilometres in total. We've been on the road for nearly 7.5, 8 hours. Alright, I'll catch you shortly. The scene out there is absolutely stunning. We've made camp on the eastern rim of the Kennedy Ranges. It's been a long drive. We've only covered about 100 and maybe 120 k's maximum, but most of that was at low speed and low range. As I said before, during the trip it's been a good track. We now stopped at a spot that's overlooking the landscape, and it's simply stunning. I'll take you over there and show you now. This is a view from our campsite. Well, we had a great camp last night. Got a bit windy, but other than that it's alright. We're now making our way down to the eastern side of the Kennedy Ranges, and then we're going to head north to another spot, and I think John will be leaving us and he's going to continue north, and Mick and I are going to continue south. I'll talk to you as we go.
Pretty spectacular cliff top drive though.
Yeah, lovely. We've just stopped at the lookout called White Stacks, and it's not hard to see why. It's quite a spectacular view. This has certainly been one of the best drives I've done in a long time, just around this rim. Absolutely stunning. Leaving the lookout named White Stacks. This is absolutely amazing. It has to be one of the most underrated drives that we've done in the last, ever, I guess. It's just absolutely amazing, the scenery and the track and everything like that. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, we're heading off to our next stop, wherever that'll be. I'll talk to you soon. Taken an exit off the Kennedy Range Loop Road to go and visit Merlin Lee. I think it's an old abandoned station ruins or something. We'll have a look when we get there. The old Merlin Lee station. This is the old homestead, just virtually a old tin shack, still standing, which looks pretty spectacular. We'll go around and have a look inside, and there's still some of the old infrastructure around. Don't think it'll hold much in it now. It's the back of the house. Nothing left on the inside. John's just parked up near the old toilet, coming around to some old infrastructure. Looks like there might have been a second homestead or something here. There's a chimney left standing and quite a bit of formwork around. We're just leaving Merlin Lee Homestead. We're taking a track to the north to see where it'll take us. Might be an interesting drive. Have no idea, but we'll see when we get there. We're actually heading for the Minleya Roadhouse today. It's where John will be heading north and we'll be turning south. A major road per se, and we're heading north, making our way to Minleya Roadhouse.
Oh yeah, big solar panel pump.
Okay guys, we've pretty much finished the road from the around the Kennedy Ranges. Came in on the western side, have come out on the eastern side. We're now heading towards Minleya Roadhouse and the North Coast Highway to head home. It's not a bad track, just need a good set of tyres, a decent suspension and a capable four-wheel drive and you should be able to do it fine. If you're going to tow something, I've towed my Pioneer camper trailer. Went through pretty well. A few times there I scraped the tow hitch or the drawbar, and I did get a little ding in the right hand side where the indicators are, but nothing major, so it's pretty easy. You could probably take a off-road caravan through there, but I wouldn't take a very big one. We did pass one guy who had an off-road caravan and he seemed to do alright. But yeah, that was an interesting drive. Yesterday driving on the western side to get up there at the top was good, and the drive this morning along the escarp was just absolutely fantastic. If you're ever up this way, I highly recommend doing it as a trip.